Tyler Robinson didn't kill Charlie Kirk. Charlie Kirk's Israeli security detail killed Charlie Kirk.
2 days ago, I do a video where we examine the shot from behind theory. Yesterday, I have an exclusive video that appears that Charlie is shot from the front, and we go through all of that. Okay. Now there has been a video released that is very compelling. Okay. That Charlie was not, in fact, shot with a gun, but was killed with a device that was right here. And it might sound crazy to you, but just sit tight because there's plenty of footage to look at. And obviously, if he was killed with a device right there, assuming that you are familiar with, history within the last 18 months of where people were killed with remote devices at a state actor level, then you already know why people are entertaining this theory very seriously, when you look at it. And here's the thing, okay? This is the really important part. Let's say that this is all exactly correct, and it is very compelling when you look at it. Okay, there's a lot of other questions to answer, okay? Where is Tyler Robinson, right? Why is he on the roof, okay? Why is he jumping down with something that might or might not be a rifle? What's up with the boyfriend? Where did they get these text messages? And every other thing in terms of how this was put together to put people off the scent of a state actor. And that is the value that I am going to provide, even if you have already seen this remote detonation thing that's ripping around the internet, okay? Because I can tie all of those bows for you, okay? Now, obviously, this is theoretical, dude. I have no ability to prove this. I just have the type of brain that kind of remembers. I remember things, I remember everything, actually. And so when something like this comes in, and I heard a couple new things last night that's like a theory from Valhalla, actually, specifically. Valhalla VFT, he did a video using my footage from the front, and he was talking about exactly how he would have successfully pulled off this assassination while creating a patsy. And what he said literally lines up exactly with what I'm going to say. I mean, this is actually how it got my mind running. And once I have that clocked, I can clock everything. I mean, I can clock it all of it, okay? No loose ends. And I will warn you in advance, there's one very uncomfortable question that I have to ask when you get into this theory, which will line up with evidence when I lay it out. But I will save that for later, okay? Now, I think it's important that I also say this, okay? So we're talking now 3 days, 3 different videos, 3 different theories, okay? The only reason that I am doing this at all is because I have a YouTube channel. I love sharing my ideas with you guys, and I want to make sure that whoever did this goes down for it, okay? I just want to make sure that the right person goes down for this, okay? And if this ends up not being accurate, for some reason, I mean, look like you got shot from the front, look like you got shot from the back. If this ends up not being accurate, okay, there's also new information in this video that supports even further the involvement of many left-wing radicals, okay? So even if for some reason, the remote detonation thing ends up not being accurate, I want to make crystal clear, pay very close attention to the portion where the witness is talking about the other people that didn't make any sense who were there on site. And that's going to be around midway through the video, so look for that. Now, thank you to everybody who has recently subscribed to my channel and all of you guys who have been with me from the beginning. I have had tremendous growth this week, and I genuinely appreciate that. The subscribe ask that I've been doing is I was like, hey, listen, I just asked that if you're going to watch my content, please subscribe. I would assume that someone who is offered something on the honor system and they don't do it, that's probably Destiny fans. So unless you're a Destiny fan, and I had literally 40,000 new subscribers since I started saying that, which I just think is literally the funniest thing ever. It is the funniest thing ever. That's probably the last time I'll mention it but it's I can't get enough of that story. It's that guy he's our MVP, dude. He really is. But, all right, we're going to get into this thing right now and buckle up. Okay. So this is listen, no one knows anything for sure, okay? So don't sue me, anyone, and definitely don't kill me because we don't have any problem, okay? Listen, guys, I know better than to mess around with you guys, okay? I'm just doing this video because, listen, if you got caught, you got caught, right? Now, in the interest of being fair, though, I am going to propose a counter narrative for the video you're about to watch at the end of the video, which would explain some of the behavior potentially. And then, you can weigh it. But first, we're doing the full conspiracy theory, and then I'll talk about that. All right, let's watch this thing. I'm going to pause it throughout, but I'm going to do it in very specific segments. So let's first look at where the wound came from, and then we'll pause, look at who is the person responsible, and then there's some aftermath that is the most important part, in my opinion.
Tyler Robinson didn't kill Charlie Kirk. Charlie Kirk's Israeli security detail killed Charlie Kirk. That is the explosion from Charlie Kirk's lavalier lapel mic. Want to see it again? Bring it in closer. Remember when we told you that that was absolutely an exit wound? Yeah, it is. Check the trajectory of the round that was deployed from that lavalier lapel mic. That went directly from Charlie Kirk's lapel. That went directly from underneath Charlie Kirk's white t-shirt up through his neck and created the exit wound that we told you was an exit wound immediately when we saw that exit wound. First we had exploding pagers. Now we have exploding mics. Do you remember the vector analysis from John Bray? That proves that all of the activity came from the mic that Charlie Kirk was wearing. Remember the palm gun guy in the brown shirt, that shadowy looking guy with the sunglasses? Yeah, he pushes the detonator. Clear as day.
Counting gang violence. Great.
They can't see it well at first. The last one of these, crystal clear that his device moves. You'll see it right here.
That's the assassin.
I literally cannot believe the collective power of the internet when everyone is focused in the one direction. I realize there's a lot more to this, and I don't want to derail it. I'm sure you guys are captivated by this because there's a lot more coming, but I need to pause it right here and say the following. The internet has changed the world in ways that, now we kind of take for granted, but in things like this, okay, everyone gets video, everyone's taking videos. Everyone is always taking videos. You do something public like this where there's going to be a lot of videos, and then you put it all out there and you let the world, all the smartest people in the world, you know how many people would have been incredible FBI agents, incredible investigators if they would have grown up in a different environment, if their parents would have been different, or if they would have had parents or whatever. This situation, this kind of situation enables anyone to just decide, I'm going to see what I can find. And then you reach out to people like Candace or me or whoever, and these exclusive things go out, and then all the rest of us get to collectively analyze, and then the rest of you guys get to go and investigate off of that. You give me the FBI, I double raise you the collective internet, all of us together.
That's the guy that pushes the detonator, which perfectly aligns with the explosion that pushes that projectile through Charlie's right side of his neck and out the left side, creating the exit wound.
This is the part where I got sold. I'm just going to tell you that right now, okay? So pay real close attention right here. This is where I got sold, where I was like, oh my God, this is it.
It just looked like the chaos that you would expect after someone was publicly executed in broad daylight in front of 3,000 people. But in no way did that trigger man, that assassin in the brown shirt with the sunglasses, act alone. We have video now that shows the handoff of this remote detonator.
And let me pause it right here just to say this. They're saying remote detonator. I'm saying not remote detonator. That's the thing that they're getting wrong right here, or whoever made this video is getting wrong. I think Stu Peters is reacting to a different video. What they were grabbing would be the device that either detonated or whatever caused the explosion or whatever that killed Charlie, that device needs to get recovered. That's the only physical evidence that would be able to prove this. And they take something off of him and they start changing hands, and it goes in one pocket, then another pocket, then another pocket, and then they just run off.
But there was no shooter. Tyler Robinson did not kill Charlie Kirk.
All right, now here is another video that captured the handoff, and it does an even better job. And this one is saying they think that the bullet hit the squib, and that's why they're pulling it off. But this is obviously before someone had connected that it could have been a remote device that went off. So watch this. Okay.
As he grabs the squib off of Charlie, puts it in his pocket. Watch closely. The one guy grabs the squib, gives it to the guy with the polo. He puts it in his pocket. Now the other guy that I once said, press the remote for the squib, takes the remote, puts it in the other guy's pocket, and he takes off. So the first guy gets the squib that was on the neck. Watch closely. So, boom, shot. There's the guy with the blue, puts it in his pocket. Here's the guy with the remote, puts it in his pocket. And scene.
Now, while that is extraordinarily compelling evidence, we have a lot of other questions to answer. How would a state actor have so successfully framed far-left radicals for this crime? Why is Tyler Robinson in prison? Why did the roommate say all of the things that he said? Where did those text messages come from? Where did the Discord confession come from? Who are the other people that were in the crowd? Okay. And if the shot came from Charlie's neck, why are people saying that they heard it in other places? And potentially most importantly, why did they say that a 30-06 round got caught in Charlie's neck, which everyone knows is impossible? And anyone who was involved in the 30-06 story, why? Where did that come from? Where did that come from? And why would anyone have publicly said that if it was not true? That's the uncomfortable question that we are going to have to ask, okay? I'm going to answer literally every single one of those questions as it relates to this, theory, and we're going to start that process literally right now. First up, Ian Carroll, okay, talking about or showing the footage of Tyler Robinson jumping off of the roof, maybe the same day, maybe not. I think it's the same day because we actually have, you see him in that one panning shot, you see him get up and run. So there clearly was someone on this roof at the time, but let's watch this. Okay.
And we all remember seeing where, and as it zooms in, you can see the suspect running on the left side of this structure. Then in a minute, he appears on the right side of the structure running still. 12:23, 48 p.m. He's got something in his hand. And the big question is he carrying a rifle right now? Is this shape that he's putting down as he clambers over the edge, is that a Mauser hunting rifle? Listen, I'm not the gun expert. I am not the gun guy. That is not a rifle. And a lot of the gun guys, as far as I can tell...
in fairness, covered by a towel, it is possible that is a rifle, but there's a lot of weirdness around it. Again, for our purposes, though, okay, even if he had a rifle, doesn't necessarily mean that he took the shot. And here's a really important piece of context also. There is so much evidence that there was foreknowledge that this was coming among left-wing radicals, which means this was very likely organized within Discord groups or other types of, places online where people are they're kind of, chatting or whatever. X accounts, there's something huge coming for Charlie Kirk. 26 accounts said that something was going to happen to Charlie Kirk or something was going to happen at Utah Valley. So there was foreknowledge. You have this video right here. Like, what, dude? Okay, that was really weird. But this is even weirder, okay? This one stood my hair up last night when I heard this. I don't know how. This is from 6 days ago, and I never saw it, but I saw it last night. And let me give this guy a subscribe. And I want you guys to hear this story, okay? Listen to this.
So he came off the roof. He walked up. He came up here to the parking lot, got in the car with an individual, and they drove away. Well, that's not the story that came. So that he escaped another route. And there are people who are coordinating this thing. I do not believe that 30-06 that they showed recovered in the bushes was ever on the roof. I think it was in the bushes to start with. And now I'm not saying that Tyler Robinson wasn't on the roof. I'm not saying he didn't pull a trigger. I know I was in very, very close proximity. So another interesting thing, like I say, I left the front of the stage. I wanted to meet some of my friends and bring them down front. So I was clear at the east end, and I heard this loud boom. I heard this loud bang. And I turned around and I'm looking like, what was that? What was that? And pretty soon some people started, running. Everyone was trying to process. And I thought, this is a gunshot and there's going to be more of them. I thought it could turn into a mass shooting. So I go to the people closest to me. Everyone's ducking down behind the concrete retaining walls. And some of them were still kind of oblivious, but there were two people that were standing there. Two girls, very goth, very black, and I just walked, and I stepped up to the side of them and I said, did that not happen right here? Did you hear that? Was that right here? And they said, yeah, it was just right over there. So they're confirming, yeah, the shooter or wherever that sound came from is right here. The thing that didn't really dawn on me is that they were not running. They were not frightened. In fact, as I stepped up, I heard one of the girls, and they were talking to each other, and they're looking at these kids, looking at the scene down below them of all these people fleeing for their lives. And she says, go F yourselves. Like I say, I was not processing that. I was trying to figure out what was going on. I thought this is a separate conversation. I don't know what it is. In hindsight, as I've watched that over and over, it's like these people were not afraid. If they're saying the shooter's right over here, he's right behind us.
Yeah, what about the guy that jumps up is going, yay, yay?
See? Okay. The dude that stands up and is cheering right after someone just got, that everybody believes got shot, okay, at a college campus. If you're not afraid, there's something wrong, okay? And you could tell me that there's one person there who's crazy. You know, tell me that there's multiple people there, dead quiet, totally calm, chilling. F these people, okay? That lines up with foreknowledge among radical leftists, okay? So that evidence would seem to contradict the story here because you have a confession from Tyler Robinson. By the way, I know a dude named Tyler Rogers. Whenever I am saying Tyler Rogers by accident, it's because I know a guy really well. It was in my fraternity named Tyler Rogers. So if I say Tyler Rogers, I'm sorry. I mean Tyler Robinson, okay? But you have Tyler Robinson on the roof, supposedly. It's probably him, okay? Maybe he has a rifle. But he confessed to the crime in Discord, and he confessed to the crime supposedly to his roommate, who is now missing, by the way, okay? So I want to show you what Valhalla said about how he would set this crime up, and then I'm going to tie a bow on all of this. All right, so I watched this last night, and this would answer one of the questions, then I'm going to tie it all together, okay? So watch this. This is Valhalla VFT.
Let's take the assumption that this kid actually did stash a 30-06 Mauser in the woods that the FBI found. We see the ballistics. The surgeon report is true. What I see, and we know that entities do this, is they get ingrained in these Discord chats, Reddits. They radicalize these kids. And so what I would think, if I were to set this up and I'm going to action this target and I want to get away from it myself as the shooter, here's what I do. We get this kid to go plant the rifle for me, okay? You're going to plant the rifle in the bushes here at X location. That way the shooter, me, can come and grab the rifle. What I need you to do is go to the roof, and I need you to spot for me. Let me know, text me if anybody sees me coming to grab the rifle and go up to the roof. I get the kid up on the roof. I'm actually staged in, let's say, an offset area and behind a window back right there, ready to take a shot. That kid's on the roof. I take the shot. I take out Kirk. That kid panics, goes, what the hell's going on? You see him take off the roof. How's that work? Well, that kid's DNA is on the 30-06. That 30-06 is in the woods. The FBI does find it. Attaches everything together. Now you have your fall guy. Now you have your patsy. The real shooter walks away. Also, I shot him in the neck with a lower caliber round. That guy did actually get stuck in the neck because it's a different shooter. Okay, so again, this is tinfoil hat, guys, to the viewers, right? This is just me speculating. If I had to try to, from the information we have, make it all actually work, that would be my full tinfoil hat theory on that.
Okay, so Excellent. Excellent theory. Now, I had this entire video done, uploaded, ready to go, and I realized I had forgot to tie one knot or a bow on one thing, which would be, if this was a remote detonated bomb on his neck, why did people think that there was a gunshot from a different area? Simple, okay? If you can detonate a bomb on Charlie, you can detonate the same thing somewhere else, which will sound exactly like a gunshot from a different spot. You could even have it on the exact same remote. Doesn't matter, right? You just need to create a sound that is louder than that one at the same time, okay? At the exact same time. Got an earpiece, it's like 3, 2, 1, execute, right? Goes at the exact same time. No one will be able to tell the difference. You would think it came from somewhere else, okay? Now, I need to now export this and re-upload it. Excellent theory. And now I'll tie the bow on all of it, okay? So the last part of that conversation is, what do we have from an evidence perspective on Tyler Robinson? Like I said, you have the confession to the roommate who is missing, okay? You have the confession to the roommate and you have the confession in Discord, okay? Are either of those on tape? Anybody see Tyler Robinson say those things? Or are those digitally created? And in one of them, it almost looks like laughably not Tyler Robinson in the way that it's written. Sounds like someone from the government wrote it, right? Sounds like someone from the government wrote those text messages that went to the boyfriend, okay? How hard do you think it would be for a state actor to crack the Discord login of some dimwit like Tyler Robinson so that they are the ones in there sending Discord messages to groups of people? Hey guys, sorry to tell you guys this, but it was me yesterday that did this. Thanks for all the laughs. Hi, bye. Okay? Hack the Discord, create the text message thread, ties a bow on all of it. Okay? And your loose end that I referenced earlier today would be the little boyfriend guy. He's gone. He's disappeared. Okay? No one knows where he is. So, assuming that this is an actual thing that is possible now, that guy's in a river somewhere, okay? Or a lake. And that's that, okay? That's how this could all tie together. Obviously, we all know what the motivation would have been. But here is the question, the tough question, okay? Everyone has to ask themselves, why would Turning Point USA say that they found a 30-06 round inside the neck of Charlie Kirk? And assuming that because there's a hole in it no matter what, okay? If it really was a 30-06, you didn't find the round. You didn't find it in his neck. That's not true, okay? If it was a different caliber, why hasn't the FBI said that? Why, if they recovered another round from his neck, you're telling me that the FBI is not aware of that? Okay? If it's a different caliber round, where is it? Like, why are they not telling us that? Okay? So either way, you've got a problem there. So TPUSA saying that they found the round inside of his body and it was a miracle. Okay? I believe in miracles. Not that one, though. Not that one. There is no spine that is stopping a human spine hit directly. No, that's not a thing, okay? It's like saying that if I was standing on top of a thermonuclear bomb and a detonator that I'd just be, it's not, no. It's not that big of it, but you know what I mean? It's like, no, that's no. So why would they say that? And in the event that this is an operation that we would be laying out, okay, what would the purpose of this operation be? Why would they do it? Okay, and this part's not rocket science at all. Charlie Kirk was running the most influential grassroots student organization in the country, okay? And that country that we are talking about, their survival, every part of what they are relies on support from the United States. In case you guys haven't been paying attention, there's some pretty serious pushback against that country right now. I very intentionally never talk about them, ever. Now, I never talk about them specifically because I know that there's a million things going on behind the scenes at the state level that I am not privy to. And I just think that, like, people who think that they understand what's going on are less, you know, like, I don't know. I think of it as a sign of intelligence to know you don't know enough to talk about this. And that is exactly how I approach that type of thing. But, you know, for the thought exercise, pretty easy. Okay. Charlie Kirk starts turning on them, starts saying things that he's not allowed to say. If you take their money, you can't say Gaza is a ethnic cleansing. There's things you can't say. You can't say that. Can't question October 7th. You know what I mean? You start doing that, they come to you and they start, hey, what are you doing, dude? We made you, guy. Our money made you. Okay, you putting Tucker Carlson on the stage? You're talking about October 7th. Did we hold back troops on October 7th? Are you out of your fucking mind? What are you doing? You think that we gave you this money so that we could create a super powerful voice and then you'd use it to fucking destroy us? You think that that's why we gave you that money? You think that the money came with no strings? You know what I mean? Like, we just gave you money and you just do whatever you want, dude. It's fine. You can go ahead and just trash us or put our entire country at risk. Go ahead and do that. Okay, so they gave him that talk, and he was like, I'm not going to change. I'm not going to betray my ethics. I'm going to say what I think. And they're like, well, here's another $150 million. He's like, I'm not taking your money anymore. I'm not doing it. I'm going to say what I want. You know, that is the quintessential silver or lead. Silver or lead, dude. There's the choice that all the narcos give people. We can make you rich or we can make you dead, you know? Now, I promised you a fair look at that video from earlier, and I am going to deliver on that because what do I know, dude? I mean, the video looks compelling. Can I say, yeah, for sure it's a remote detonated bomb and a bunch of Israeli security guys went and snatched it off him? Of course not, dude. It looks very, very suspect to me. But again, what do I know? Okay, so I want to show you this again. What I think, the only thing I could come up with is that what they were passing to each other would have been like car keys, right? Like, go get the car, go get the car, go get the car. You know, that's like the only thing I could think of.
Have it. Watch the dude as he grabs the squib off of Charlie, puts it in his pocket. Watch closely. The one guy grabs the squib.
I don't even see that.
Gives it to the guy with the polo. He puts it in his pocket. Now, the other guy that I once said, press the remote for the squib, takes the remote, puts it in the other guy's pocket, and he takes off. So the first guy gets the squib that was on the...
See, again, that's all I'm saying. Could have been car keys or something. Could have been car keys. But, you know, we're just being objective. There's nothing I know for sure. You know what I mean? So that's what we got, dude. I got no beef. I got no beef with these state actors, dude. You think I fuck around with people who can, you know, put a remote bomb in one of my devices? Fuck no. Okay? But this is what I do. You know what I mean? I make videos about things that I see.